Well. Over the Line is back for another Monday, December 19th, 2022. This is the great, late great Reggie White's birthday, and we're here for that. So, the music sometimes is a little loud for when you're talking, so I'm not even going to play it. I'm just going to turn it off. So unprofessional.
Okay, well, it wasn't loud.
It's because one of my buttons that I pushed is not right. And I have so many gadgets over here that I put it in the wrong gadget.
So when you put it in, it did this.
Yeah, exactly. Crickets. Wherever that, do you see that? Do you see that coming up on your little meter there, where it's what pot it is? What fader? This is technical talk now. Yeah, push it.
We've lost all of our three.
All right. Do you see where that's coming up on your board?
Yeah.
Turn that up a little bit. Do it again. There you go.
Yeah.
Tracy's got a new. We can hear it.
Yeah. Dak Prescott's talking right now.
Is he?
How he threw those two picks.
2nd and 18. 2nd and 18 killed Dallas yesterday, but we'll get to that. Let's do a rundown of all the games. Let's start with Saturday, all right?
Yeah.
And Saturday we'll talk about. And Coach Saturday.
Oh boy.
We'll talk about. But some news right away though. We should get to that before we go to the games, because then I want to get to next week, because the Cowboys got a big game next week. But some of the news going on. Zach Wilson, they say, will start again. Looks like Mike White is out yet. Jonathan Taylor is done for the season. Ryan Tannehill has got multiple ankle injuries, but if he's healthy enough to go, he's going. So
even at 100%.
What's that?
Even at 100%.
This thing, right before we started, this thing was working perfectly. And now your mic's cutting out.
Nice. Do I need to be closer?
No. We'll find out.
What about now?
Yeah, that's better.
Okay. I'll just get closer.
But for some reason, it wants to cut out.
Well, I'm not sure what that is about.
I don't know either.
Hey, you know what? We're trying out a bunch of new stuff.
Yeah.
And
people are going to have to forgive us.
It's trial and error.
So I want to know if we're on Facebook.
Yes, we are.
Are we?
Yeah.
Are you on Over the Line, or where are you?
I am on Over the Line, yes.
Okay. So watch those comments, okay, today.
I'll do my best.
Because we missed a lot of questions last week.
Well, I mean, once again, we're in a transition phase.
Right. So, but
my sugar daddy gave me all kinds of cool stuff, and we're trying to figure it all out.
I'm glad you're trying to figure it out. I'm glad you're using it.
Well, when the state of Wisconsin gives you stuff, got to use it.
I don't know why, though, unless you turned up. Here's another technical question for you. Did you turn up?
I'm glad we're working through this stuff on the air.
Did you turn your gate up? Because it needs to be turned down. Up. It needs to be turned down. Maybe even off.
Oh, the gate?
Oh.
Or the level? Volume?
No, the gate maybe just turned on, because you got it where I think it's like cutting you out.
Oh. Well.
That's my educated guess.
Man. All right.
Okay. This is all technical. We're very sorry, everybody that's tuning in. Over the Line. We are here for a Monday. We got big news, and we're going to get to all that, but we're going to go through the games real quick from Saturday and Sunday, and a whole lineup of Saturday games. Only a few people are playing on Sunday, and then Monday night there's a game. So kind of a sleeper yawner on Monday night next week.
Yeah,
but
big time.
Tonight is a big one, but we'll get to that. All right, Colts and Vikings, 33 up the Colts were. And then they disaster hit, just like when they played the Cowboys. Disaster hit. And And I blame it on, I don't know if you watched on Twitter, but I blame it on Saturday not going for another touchdown at the end of the first half because all momentum was taken off. If he'd had him down 40-0 there, I think it would have changed coming out for the second half.
I think we're really just Saturday.
You're cutting out.
I mean, I think we really see what Just Saturday is all about. How about that?
Yeah.
Is that working?
Better. Yep, that's working.
All right, so I need to be up on the mic.
I wonder why that is. If there's any engineers out there listening, we'd like to know what that problem is.
I don't know. I mean, I'm sure there's something in all of the settings of the Rodecaster Pro,
right,
that we might need to work through.
So, well, mine's not cutting out.
No, but yours, you've had yours for a minute.
Well, maybe a month.
Yeah.
I mean, the only thing I worry about is that I can say,
Tracy, this is Jerry. And guess what? We are in the dance. And now you can get on board here.
You know what's sad about you using that? That's all you use it for.
It's just Jerry.
I mean, when you do that, here's what I think. After all that stuff, you would think if you used it and it would contribute, it would be something like. But
see, now we're going to be like a little kid, everybody. Just so you know, we're going
to
be.
It's
like
going to be so kids. Terrible. We're just going to be pushing buttons, not talking about anything, just kind of hitting buttons and stuff.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. It's going to be bad. So
yeah, we're going to be like some kids. But yeah, just Saturday.
Do you feel the Vikings are that good?
No,
I don't either.
They do not. They are not that good.
I think if they play Philadelphia again or they play Dallas again, I think the defense, although I'm very disappointed with Dallas's defense yesterday, that Joseph needs to be cut just like Sammy Watkins today.
Yeah.
Don't you think?
Maybe.
You kind of liked him beginning of the year.
Our secondary, man, like I've said, is always been a little suspect, even with Trayvon Diggs.
Right.
But if you notice, I think people are throwing away from him. And so now we're really starting to see that he was the key of our secondary. And we've had some injuries in our secondary. So now we're going into the playoff. And might I add, this is the first time Dallas Cowboys are going to back-to-back playoffs since 2006, 2007. First time. The time previous to that was the legendary Chan Gailey.
Wow.
So we're going back to the playoffs, which is great. Congratulations. Back-to-back playoffs.
You just don't believe in them, though.
No.
I mean, that's
why would
sad.
I mean, there's nothing to be sad about. There's the last 3 games they have shown your week.
Well, now we lost Tracy completely. His camera went off on his phone. His phone's probably out of power. He probably didn't charge it.
No. My phone's on.
So what's going on?
No, I'm good. Carter's outside working on his car, and he has no idea that I'm in here doing this. So he'll be inside in a little bit, wanting to know what's going on. Or he just looked at the window.
So what's going on?
I have no idea. I'm trying to focus on this show.
Is there power? Is there a power glitch or what?
No, he called.
Oh, he called?
Like he's literally outside the door, and he called me.
Oh, right there behind you? He's out there? What does he need?
Well, he's got his front bumper off and about 4 people standing around with a bunch of tools.
Really?
Yeah.
All right.
So I'm sure it's a major thing.
Okay.
And there was a door slam.
Bogey said yes to Facebook. Tracy is on and off audio. There you go.
Okay. Well, there you go. Is it on now?
It's on right now. If you stay right there and don't move, the rest of the show will be all right.
That sounds like
okay. Give me let's go back and give me your rundown of the Colts and Vikings. What you're thinking?
I think the Colts are terrible, and the Vikings aren't that good. And Jeff Saturday does not keep a job. He has shown nothing to keep it. So
you
he's
think
out.
he's done then?
And so is Matty Ice, because guess what? He's now surrendered twice the biggest lead in the Super Bowl and the regular season. Congratulations, Matty Ice.
It's definitely 2 records you don't want.
No, not at all.
What I'm trying to do right now is try to find us on Facebook to make sure that we're there.
Yeah, I think we're there because I checked it a second ago.
Okay.
Yeah, Jeff Saturday is not the guy.
He's not.
And the Vikings are just feasting upon a poor team. And I don't think the Vikings are going to go very far in the playoffs. But I can't say that. I can't definitely say that about the Cowboys. They don't fix it, but they got 3 games to do it.
They've been really lucky though, Minnesota, all year. I mean, you go back, and I don't want to be the crybaby here, but you go back to that first Packer game. Watson catches that ball, it turns that whole game around, the whole thing. And Minnesota, they say that's great defense. It's not a good defense at all. Not.
No.
And so, I mean, they need to just lose and be done with it. I'm thinking that I'd hate them more than the Bears.
Wow.
Yeah.
Speaking of the Bears,
they gave
Justin. That's okay. I know that we're jumping ahead, but Justin Fields,
scary.
1,000 yards, over 1,000 yards. That's scary. Amazing.
He's a year away, maybe 24, but I'm telling you,
he's a team away. He needs a team around.
He needs
him.
a team, right?
I mean, that's all great. When it's sad that your quarterback has over 1,000 yards rushing and is the biggest threat.
It's crazy.
I'm not at all poking. Please, I got enough problems with the Cowboys. The Eagles. Here's the difference. They struggled with some bad teams. But the difference is they found a way to win.
Yes.
Dallas has struggled against some bad teams.
Right.
Squeaked some out. Let's go back to the Colts game. 21-19. That was the score in the third quarter. They struggled. They pulled it out. Oh, my God. We beat them 54-19. Congratulations. It's Jeff Saturday. Okay. Then we play the Texans. We get the win. Cool. Great. Dodged a bullet.
But
and then this week,
the Texans aren't bad. I mean, they took Kansas City. The Texans
took Kansas City to OT, man. So they're getting better. But
it just goes to show you that every week in the NFL you can get beat if you don't play your game.
And the Cowboys.
I think, and we're getting ahead because I want to get done with the Browns beat the Ravens. The Bills beat, of course, the Dolphins Saturday night.
But that was a better game than expected.
It was in the snow. It was a good game.
When you have to get the officials to plead to the Buffalo fans to quit throwing snowballs, pretty awesome. But if that had been in Philly, it would have been 9-volt batteries in the snowball.
Right.
So at least the Buffalo people had some common sense and didn't put batteries.
And speaking of the Eagles, I just have a feeling that Dallas is too worried in bringing up things about the Eagles that they just need to stop. Just let it go. And
what I say last week, it's a trap.
It's a trap. But I mean, what they're doing, Micah should have just kept his mouth shut. Now I guess Diggs opened up his mouth about Hurts too. That needs to stop and just play the game. Just, you know what? I think what happened is you completely looked past the Jaguars. Completely.
And what did I say? Did I not say that?
But
I'm not at all correcting. I'm just saying that that's how I felt the whole season with this Cowboys team.
Right.
When the season started, let's see what we do in the playoffs. And aren't we supposed to be playing our best football in December?
Right now.
And
if you're not playing your best football.
And Dallas is not playing their best football. Now, here's one thing that's funny. Let's just say Dallas upsets Philly next week. All about this complete shit show against the Jags is forgotten.
Oh yeah, definitely.
I don't see us taking over Philly for the division. I don't see that happening. But all will be forgotten if the Cowboys come out and play the way I would expect them to play. What has been the Cowboys' knock in the past few years? They haven't beaten good teams. Well, now they've beaten a couple good teams, but then they're losing to crappy teams.
Mm-hmm.
So once again, you cannot figure out what this Cowboys team is. We've got injuries in the secondary, and what else reared its ugly head? Our lack of a run defense.
And that hurt you in the Packer game.
Yep. And also, we're doing extremes here. There were times under Coach Clapper, we played not to lose.
Mm-hmm.
And we'd run the ball or do something and not get the first down. So then being criticized for not being aggressive. Well, 3rd and 10, what do? We throw the deep ball. Kind of looked like pass interference, but they weren't calling anything. I don't blame a call. I blame you having a 17-point lead and blowing it.
Mm-hmm.
We're not talking about calls or no call. So it's easy for me while I'm at the bowling alley celebrating my nephew's birthday, watching the game, thinking, why didn't we run it? We got 2 pretty good running backs. What are we doing? We get that first down. We can run the clock. We forced the Jacksonville Jags to burn their timeout. Game's over. Jerry drinks his gin on his flight back home, even though you're not supposed to drink on the plane in the NFL. I think it's crap because, they do it. So once again, we go to play calling. We go to coaching. We go to the glaring deficiencies that I've seen this team have the whole season. Hey, you got a great record. Cool, you're in the playoffs. Congratulations. Beat the good team. You got to play Philly. You got to play Tennessee, and then you got to play the Commanders.
See, I think they're getting good coaching. I just think the players are not doing what the coaches want them to do. I just think that I was listening to Rex Ryan this morning, and he goes, they want to crown Dan Quinn, Buddy Ryan. He goes, he's not even a Rex Ryan or his other brother, Rob.
And the other thing is you can't even crown Kellen Moore.
No, but he will be.
What I'm seeing is they just have the worst timing to run these trick plays. If you have the offensive line, and I know we've moved some people around. We got Tyron Smith back. That's going to be great. He's on a pitch count. But I think Peters got banged up. So you got this pretty good offensive line. You got 2 pretty good running backs. Run the ball. Kill the clock.
And why are you throwing it to Noah Brown so much? CD's your star.
Well, CD's the star, but obviously they're probably doubling him. So the thing is, I don't know when T.Y. Hilton comes in, if that's going to be something that helps. And then, you know what? I know I talked about the OBJ stuff. By the time, if they do sign him, which Jerry was supposed to make an announcement today, he said after the Jags game, but he's probably still licking his wounds from the Jaguars that lost. The only way OBJ plays is if we make a deep playoff run. Guess what I don't see us doing the way we played yesterday, making a deep playoff run. So they're signing OBJ for next season.
So here's where
we're already looking past the next season.
So here's my problem.
You got a lot of problems.
I do.
Yeah.
And I know how you feel about this because you've a couple of years ago, you told me Dak's not the guy. I know you believe he is.
I told you last week. He goes in and out of that top 5.
You can't have that.
No. So that last interception, it was an off-platform throw against his body. Granted, it hit the receiver in his hands. Noah Brown hit his hands, That wasn't a good, accurate, and I would say high. That was not a very high percentage throw at all.
I just think
I mean, if you look what he was doing, he was throwing against his body. And yeah, it did hit the receiver in his hands, but
he isn't Mahomes.
Oh God.
He's not Josh Allen. He can't make throws like that. He just can't. And he's got to know his limitations. And he's got to stick to what he's seeing, not what he thinks he's seeing. And to say that CD is double covered, well, figure out how to get him the ball. Minnesota does with Jefferson. All the digs up in Buffalo. They all know how, even though they're double
Minnesota,
covered.
they also have Thielen, he is a threat.
But you have that Brown, and who's the Gallup? You got him.
You have Gallup. I don't know. Let's see what our boy Michael Gallup had yesterday, because I don't think he had much of anything going on. I mean, I don't even know how many targets he had. He was very quiet. And so you have CD. You can double him. And Noah Brown had 2 touchdowns. So that was the hot guy. And you would think the Jags would have adjusted their coverage. But maybe I think Noah was winning the one-on-one. They were doubling CD.
But if you're going to throw interceptions, Tracy, at least throw interceptions when you're trying to force it to CD, your playmaker, is what I want. I mean, if you're gonna throw them, then at least be going to your playmaker for him to get a chance to get it.
All right, so obviously we talked about Noah Brown being the guy yesterday. He had the most targets. Guess how many targets Michael Gallup had?
How many?
2.
Yeah,
2 targets. So CD Lamb, 7 receptions, 126 yards. No touchdowns. Noah Brown, 6 receptions, 49 yards, 2 touchdowns. Tony Pollard, 4 receptions. Hendershot, 1. Dalton Schultz, 2. Zeke, 2. Michael Gallup, 1.
So you got to if you have those 3 out there, and plus your tight end,
dude, we got like 4 good tight ends that are.
You should be able to get some of the pressure off of CD. If not, the Gallups and the Browns got to be making the catches.
Yeah.
But to go back to Dak, you can't crown him. I don't think I think there's a good chance, and I might be crazy on this, but because I don't follow Dallas every day. But I would say that Dak's got a chance.
Cowboy.
Dak's got a chance of not being a Dallas Cowboy next year.
No, he can't. They're not getting it. Right?
I think they can do that.
They don't get rid of him. Jerry does not.
So if you got a chance at Aaron Rodgers next year,
no, absolutely.
You don't bring him in for a 2-year run?
Nope, because obviously he loved his relationship with Mike McCarthy.
You're cutting out again.
How about now?
What's so funny is that at the end of this show, you're going to throw everything out the window.
No, I'm not even listening to it. I'm not even going back to watch this. All great actors, after they do a movie, they never watch the movie. So I'm not watching this.
I just got a feeling that if Rodgers goes anywhere, he's going to go to a team that has a chance. In Dallas, if they blow it this year, has a bigger chance next year.
No.
But I don't think Rodgers is moving from Green Bay either. But I'm just saying. You'd almost think about taking, I don't know, there's something about Dak that's just not adding up to me. And I don't know what it is.
He needs to be consistently one of those guys. And it's so crazy because you look at the stats and you're like, oh man, he's had all these fourth quarter comebacks and all this and all that. And yeah, on paper, he's a good quarterback.
Yeah.
But then he does some weird things. And it's so what blows my mind about the Dallas Cowboys. They find different ways to screw stuff up.
Yeah.
Like the Romo years. He was always that guy. Could be really good, but never quite did it.
Definitely.
And
yeah.
now we have Dak. Could be really good, never quite did it. Hey, you know what? We'll see. Maybe they put together a run. If they happen to get to the NFC Championship and Dallas plays well and Dak plays well, the narrative changes.
Dak needs to come down with mono and just let Rush play.
No.
That's what I think.
I mean, you think a lot of dumb
I
crap.
think you have a better chance with Rush to win.
No.
I think you do.
No, you don't.
I think the team plays harder.
No. That was early in the season. Listen, we can talk about Dak.
But you should be playing your best time now. You should be playing your best right now.
Exactly.
They were playing their best back when Cooper was playing.
They were playing their best before that. Like I say before that, when Dak came back, they were playing pretty good. And then things kind of fell off.
At Green Bay.
For whatever reason, I don't think there's any magic in the water at Green Bay that caused them to do that.
I think it's this Dallas against Aaron Rodgers. He's got something on him.
So let's move on from the past, talk about now. And the thing about it is, everyone was talking about Dallas's defense. We couldn't stop the Jaguars, man. And we can talk all we want about Dak. It's a failure. It's a team loss. Like,
right.
You can blame the 2 picks that Dak had, but what about the defense? It's Trevor Lawrence. Okay.
Well, I think we're seeing the growing up of Trevor Lawrence. I really do.
I agree.
I think him with Doug Peterson's a completely different ball player.
Yeah, and it's a good thing that he has him. So because he's needed some stability in that.
Right. So put Dallas to bed right now for yesterday. Now let's look ahead. Philadelphia.
Hey, we're in the playoffs.
You're in the playoffs.
Merry Christmas, everybody.
We all know that once you're in the playoffs, anything can happen.
Yeah. And
anything.
I'm looking forward to.
Remember the Giants with Eli?
Oh, I know.
Anything.
And that's what gives me hope. But nothing has shown me in the last several years, that Dallas has played their best ball in the playoffs. Maybe that's to be seen. Maybe they somehow get the magic elixir and become a great team. The pieces are there, but I haven't seen it. And I haven't seen it a lot. Even that big win against the Vikings. They say, oh, you got to beat good teams. Whatever. We are realizing now,
I thought
maybe the Vikings weren't that good.
Right. I mean, I said that because I don't like the Vikings, but they have been playing good throughout the year, but they also pretty lucky. If you look at that point differential, whatever the word is, I can't
differential.
Yeah. And
English is fundamental.
So you look at that, and I mean, they were minus going into Saturday's game, and that's not a winning team when you have that. So I'm just saying,
when we got turnover, I was like, okay, let's run the clock, which is funny because they did the exact opposite. They passed the clock.
Mm-hmm.
Don't you run out the clock? You don't pass out the clock. And they passed out the clock. So, yeah, let's put this Cowboys game to bed. They have a big game on Christmas Eve. I will not let it ruin my Christmas, regardless of the outcome, because, hey, it's fairly plausible considering the craziness that are the Dallas Cowboys. They could beat Philly.
They could.
And then lose to Tennessee. Or let's even go as far as say they win out. Let's just say they win out the rest of the season. And then you play Tom Brady.
I'm not done.
That's looming.
Yeah.
The clouds are building.
I'm not done on the Cowboys yet. I'm just not. But If Dak
Like-
has another game like he did yesterday, then I'm going to start to think.
And the thing is, they're in the playoffs, so they can put that away. They're in. They're not going to win the division regardless of what happens. So, and I've said this from this stretch when we started to see that Dallas was holding on to that top wild card spot. All right, figure some things out right now. I was thinking you got Houston, you got Jacksonville, blow them out, even though they're bad teams, blow them out, work out the kinks. So when you play Philly on Christmas Eve, you're coming in on all cylinders. Bro, we're like limping. You know when a car runs out of gas and you're on fumes and you're hoping you can just get to the gas station?
That's what
we're doing.
Yep.
Exactly.
Yep.
Or if, okay, for instance, you have an electric car and you're running low on electricity and you're just coasting. You're there, but you're coasting. And that's what we're doing. We're coasting. You don't be coasting.
And you can't coast now.
So, no, it's not the time. So,
You got to
once
ramp it up.
again, we're at a spot that I'm familiar with and I'm currently dealing with. And you know what? Once again, they don't care what we think because they're playing. They're going to have a great Christmas regardless of if they beat Philly or not.
That's right. They will.
So
Some
I'm
other
not going to
games.
let it ruin mine.
I'll tell you, I went out and bought a new hoodie over the weekend.
Oh, what'd you get?
And probably not going to wear it much, but I got it. And Detroit Lions might make the playoffs.
Man, I hope they do.
Jared Goff is playing good ball.
Yep.
This is what everybody expected of Jared Goff, the way he's playing right now. And the Lions went in and beat the Jets, the Jets,
Jets.
and looked good doing it.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm excited about that. I like Dan Campbell. I think he's a great coach. I think he's the right kind of coach for Detroit.
Yes.
And I think they sign him to a long-term thing right now. I don't care.
Yeah. They're giving Lions fans hope.
So it's great to see that game. Now, the Steelers and Panthers, that was really a nothing, but Steelers won.
Yeah.
Chiefs, like we said, over the Texans, but Texans took them into overtime. And the division that I just think is just horrible is the Falcons, Saints, Tampa Bay, Tampa.
But, it's Tom Brady, so I'm not dismissing that as bad as that division is. But the worse that the Bucs play, the better I feel about our chances against them. Because that was terrible. They were up on Cincinnati.
Right.
And Joe Burrow brought him back. And we saw
a lot of crazy games.
The Bucs just fall apart. Oh my goodness. What did you see the end of the Raiders?
Yes.
And the Patriots? I guarantee Belichick had a mini stroke.
He was in though, Tracy.
Belichick coached players don't make those mistakes.
See that?
Oh, that's not.
He's in.
Out. But anyway.
His foot is in. Seriously. His tip of his foot is in.
I saw White blend.
That shot is from the top. And if you go from the down line, which they have now out there, that foot's in.
Man, it sure didn't look like it. But what I'm talking about is the end of that game. All you got to do is fall down, bro. You ain't going to score a touchdown. And then you all of a sudden, Cal Stanford, the band is on the field. No, the band is not on the field. Chandler Jones is on the field, gets the interception and stiff arms. It was a Jones on Jones crime.
Right.
And scores the winning touchdown. Bro, you're in Vegas. How many people lost money?
Oh, a lot of people
on
lost
that
money.
Idiotic play.
A lot of people lost money.
I mean, in Vegas.
Yep.
Plus, the crowd there sounded like it was a Patriots crowd. And that's what Las Vegas is turning into. It's a destination place to go for games. Kind of like Titans games and stuff.
I'm waiting for you, Dallas, to play there, and then you take me there to watch the Dallas game.
No, I'm not taking you.
Because that'll be a lot of fun.
No.
To go to Vegas.
Speaking of the Titans, oh boy. they're really playing their best ball.
Yeah,
But
Titans.
once again, who's the worst division? The AFC South or the NFC South?
NFC South. AFC South not great, but the NFC South is horrible.
The Jags could get in.
They could. Titans, they lost the Chargers 17-14. Bengals
I think
beat
they've
the
lost
Buccaneers.
5 in a row now.
I think so. 4 for sure.
Yeah.
I think the last win was against the Packers on Thursday night.
Ooh.
I think. And then you have, like I said, the Bengals beat the Buccaneers. The Giants beat the Commanders last night. That is the game that put the Cowboys into the playoffs.
Thank
the
you.
Commanders losing. So, and then
thanks. That's our Christmas present.
Tonight, now, are you turning into a Packer fan for tonight?
Yeah.
Okay. I think you're going to see a good game. I don't know if it's going to be high scoring. It's supposed to be like 10 degrees, and then wind chill probably below. Who knows? Be at least.
But Baker's good in cold weather.
He is.
Played in Cleveland all those years.
Coming from Cleveland.
You want to talk about a quarterback with nothing to lose? Baker Mayfield.
Last Thursday, we didn't talk about that, the game, when he pulled it off for the.
Okay, so if you're the Raiders,
2 of them actually,
you lost the game in heartbreaking fashion. And the next week, you win a game like that. Yeah. Pretty nuts. The Raiders, I don't know who they are. They have an identity crisis. You know what was awkward at the end of the Raiders game, the Patriots game? Just the inbreeding of coaches and players with, Belichick and what's his name? McDaniel? No.
Yeah.
Is it?
Isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a McDaniel down in Miami too.
Well, that's McDaniel.
Okay.
But yeah, whatever. But yeah, they were all hugging and stuff, and I'm like,
no,
that's got to be weird.
So I mean, that was a big win for the Rams. But now not everybody's going to want to play in that cold of Lambeau. I mean, I'm looking right now at the temp, and what do we got here? I'll look real quick. Bogey probably could have told me. That's actually probably colder where Bogey is. But right now, it's 16 degrees and a 4-mile-an-hour wind. And tonight, the wind could dip to -1.
How's
the wind is the worst part.
Yeah. How's your boy's thumb?
He's all right. I mean, he's not going to make an.
So if they lose this, do they start Love next week?
Yeah, I think so. I think they will.
We've been saying that for 4 weeks, though.
But I think they will if they lose tonight, because I think they're out then. But here, I don't know if you got a chance to read the girl from the Athletic, and I can't remember her name, so please forgive me. But
I forgive.
Talking about Aaron Rodgers and his signals for rookie wide receivers. Did you catch that?
No.
I guess there's a lot of disgruntled. There's a guy out there, I forget, I think his name was Chris Beard. And it's not the coach from Texas. It's a different guy.
Chokeout coach?
Supposedly he was a wide receiver in Green Bay. I don't know him. So I don't know where he went. I don't know if he was there for training camp or what, but in the last couple of years. But he's ripping on Rodgers because if you don't know the signals that he calls, and nobody knows the signals except Rodgers and Love. The coaches don't know him to help you. It's Rodgers and Love. And it's really tough on the wide receivers. Okay, here's my question. If you know that going into the games that you need to know these signals, and he's holding you to those, he's holding you to learn, is that really on Aaron Rodgers? I think, why aren't you doing your job?
Maybe Aaron needs to take him and have some of the ayahuasca plant stuff.
Well, I think,
Euthanasia stuff.
and they talk to people that are not even on the team, Tracy. So you know that. I mean, you had Greg Jennings out there that's ready to, anytime Aaron does anything, he's making a living off of it, so that he can get on there and bash him on that coward show. And it's ridiculous that they continue to rip on him and not look. The other, I was reading something on Twitter. They said, well, Bart Starr, Brett Favre, those are the two great quarterbacks in Packer history. So now you're going to claim Brett Favre? You hated Brett Favre. You hated Brett Favre when he went to Minnesota. Some now blame.
There's a lot of Cowboys fans that are loving Romo and wish he was back.
Someone,
they were the first ones crucified.
They always thought that that Aaron was the one that pushed him out. Aaron didn't push him out. Aaron's play pushed him out, but somebody else had to make that decision. Aaron didn't make that decision. And if you're backing Brett Favre now, after football, shame on you. Shame on you.
Well, of course. I mean, if anyone's trying to send their daughter to play volleyball at Southern Miss,
they got a great court.
Brett Favre fan.
They got a great.
I wonder if there are recruits from Wisconsin.
But if you're poor and living in that area, you're not getting food stamps.
No,
because Brett Favre took that money.
But he's doing one of those food drives at every home Southern Miss volleyball game. You bring in a canned item, macaroni and cheese.
I was looking at what he's worth, right? And they got some kind of number out there. But if you're worth all this money, do you get on Twitter and Facebook and want to pray with people for money? I mean, that's what all these evangelists do. Joel Osteen. So I guess that's what
he needs the money.
That's what Brett wants to do then?
Maybe Brett wants to be the next Jimmy Swaggart.
Everybody sits there.
Oral Roberts?
Oh, yeah. But
I remember we used to watch Oral Roberts. That was kind of weird.
At growing up?
Yeah.
Really?
We grew up Catholic, but we were watching Oral Roberts.
Why is that?
I have no idea. Weird upbringing, bro.
But Brett Favre threw more interceptions than anybody. Yeah, he played in a heck of a lot of games, no doubt. But a lot of times he just didn't want to sit down because he was afraid he was going to lose his job.
And that Vicodin kicked in, so he felt
the Vicodin problem. I mean, his off the field issues, not issues, but off the field parties are legendary in Green Bay. Legendary. Not only in Green Bay, but in the state. I mean, everybody knows his one compadre there, Mark Chimera, what he did.
Oh, boy.
From Wisconsin.
Oh, hot tub Chimera.
Yeah. I mean, these guys weren't the choir boys, all right? And have you ever heard of Aaron Rodgers in a hot tub with a 17-year-old?
No, he's just drinking that weird tea and dating his actress girlfriend.
Well, I don't know if he's with an actress now. Is Blue an actress?
Well, he dated two. There was Olivia Munn.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Who's hot.
Yeah.
Very hot.
He should get her back, I think. He played
Danica. Well. Danica, she posted some pictures. She's a life after NASCAR.
But the thing, Tracy, is that you have a 4-time MVP. Now, you can blame him that he only won one Super Bowl.
Mm-hmm.
But let's look at what he won the one Super Bowl with. Okay?
Yeah. Mike McCarthy.
Well, no, but the receivers, now they turned into good receivers. But we were complaining that year about James Jones not catching the ball. He was drops. Jordy had a few drops. Donald Driver was Donald Driver. But all of a sudden, that's all, like, oh, no, Aaron should have been blah, blah, blah. That organization, they have spent more draft picks on defense because they have that mindset of we have Aaron Rodgers. And we will win on offense because we have the 4-time MVP. Well, guess what? The 4-time MVP can't do it himself.
No.
And people that bash him for other reasons than what it is on the field. They bash him because he's weird.
Yes,
because
exactly.
he maybe don't take the time. They don't agree with his immunization thing.
But like you're saying, you take the character, let's talk character of Aaron Rodgers over the character of Brett Favre. On paper all day long, you take Aaron Rodgers.
Aaron Rodgers character.
But Brett, he had some Super Bowls, bro.
So if you didn't
he had more than Aaron did.
Who did?
Favre.
He only had one. He lost to Denver.
Oh, yeah. Lost to Denver. Yeah. So y'all went, okay, my bad. I thought
go back and watch that game and see who caused that one. Number 4 caused that loss. So here's my question, though. This whole immunization thing. So if you didn't have the job that you have, would you have gotten a shot?
No.
Do you believe that it's up to you to decide that?
It should be.
That's all.
My body, my choice.
That's all Aaron Rodgers was doing.
Mm-hmm.
He was saying for him, it wasn't going to work. And right away, like that guy on Barstool Sports or whatever, starts out his interview by saying, the guy that killed many. Come on. Not funny. Not funny.
I think in my
because
decision,
you can go against a lot of things on there because we still don't know what that shot did.
And I think my decision to get the vaccine was that I want to continue to work. And it wasn't a thing that had to be done, but all these TV shows we were doing,
right?
You had to be. And that's not even a Blake call. That's a network, LA either or New York thing.
Right. I mean, I just don't think
I reluctantly got the booster last Christmas because I was going to visit my family. My dad was in the hospital. But then even then you're thinking, well, and we're not going to go into the vaccine thing, but
did
people
you
still
COVID?
Get it.
Yeah. Did you get COVID after you got a shot?
I didn't get it before either. So
I'm
it's
saying
just one of those things.
With Aaron, it was like he gets the choice. You people just need to stop. I mean, there's no reason to bash him over stuff that doesn't. If you're going to give Brett Favre a free pass for his off the field stuff, then guess what? You got to give this guy a free pass. No matter if you like him, no matter if you don't. Do you think he's a hippie? You think he's whatever? He has given Green Bay some good, if not great, 4 times at least, great quarterback play.
But like you said before, all of that in one Super Bowl appearance, one ring. You should have more.
That's not his fault. Okay. Because when you go in, you had Devontae, but who's your other guy?
Yeah.
Who's your tight end?
I think the vibe
Rodgers was getting killed sometimes with the offensive line. So
what we're talking about is a lot of times we talk about the Cowboys and management and decisions they make. Mm-hmm. We can agree that both of our managements, plural, have issues in different ways.
Yep.
Like you had a 4-time MVP, but you got one Super Bowl to show for it. And why is that? Because you didn't put people around. What is it?
And I think that's the big answer there is why Aaron Rodgers hasn't won more is because he hasn't had the full team behind him. And all the draft picks on defense have not played the way they should have been.
Yeah.
Playing through the years. Now, that's my personal opinion, but I think if you watch the games, you can see that.
Mm-hmm. And you really see it now. There are glaring weaknesses, and Aaron, yes, is physical abilities may be declining. And he's also injured. And I can't believe I'm trying to defend Aaron Rodgers, the Cowboy killer. But there's no team around him, man. We even talked about this in 2020 going into that season. The receivers you had then weren't that great, but he still got an MVP, and they turned into be good ones. So then they got rid of guys. Like, it doesn't make sense to me.
But if you go to The Athletic with this article, they talked to St. Brown. Now he's with the Bears. And he had some things to say that were just, why they say them, I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
But now that the last Packer-Bear game, right at the end, I don't know if you caught it, but Aaron and him were hugging on the field. And Aaron kept on saying, don't worry about it, don't worry about it. St. Brown was apologizing to him. I think the apology was for what was coming out in that article.
Oh, maybe so.
Because he was all about, I'm sorry, and Aaron was saying, don't worry about it. So
yeah, Aaron's in this place of zen, and he's not going to let stuff bother him.
He's not going to let him know. And I know a lot of people think, well, he's cocky, he's arrogant, he's this, he's that. Well, I'm sorry, you got to be that way to play in the NFL. I think you have to be.
Yeah.
If you take a look at your favorite player on the team, he's cocky. In a way, he's cocky. If it's
everybody's got, you have to have a certain swag.
Yeah, I mean, it's
if you don't have it,
it's the same thing in music. There's a lot of them out there that have a big ego. I mean, we're looking right one,
Yeah,
so,
you're right.
I mean, you got to have that to get on stage, just like you have to get it on the NFL on the football field.
Well, there's cocky and confidence, and that fine line.
It's a fine line, yes, it is. But so I'm still on the Cowboys side, to get back to that real quick. I'm still on the Cowboys side. I'm worried about the 49ers more than anybody. I believe that they have a better chance as long as their quarterback doesn't make mistakes.
Mr. Irrelevant has won 2 in a row.
Yeah.
Brock Purdy.
And he looked good. So tonight, like I said, Packers host the Rams. LA probably flew in yesterday and couldn't believe the temperature. I'm almost positive.
Man, you want to talk about a definite adjustment going from LA to cold. So is it going to be frozen tundra?
Oh, yeah. Tonight it'll be frozen.
Is it snowing?
It's not snowing, but it's going to be cold. They're expecting a little bit of snow tonight.
I love watching football games. It starts to snow.
Yeah.
That's my favorite part of football at this time of the year. Another thing, man, when I was a kid growing up, when they started showing NFL games on Saturday, I knew we were getting close to Christmas. And I really had to start being a good boy.
And boy, this Saturday, every team is playing on Saturday.
Yeah, they got a couple Sunday night games.
Got Jaguars and Jets. That should be a pretty good game. We get to see Trevor Lawrence on Prime.
Let's see if he's got his magic still.
Falcons and Ravens. Ravens, tough loss over the weekend.
Yeah, Sunday. Oh, Christmas Day.
Your Packers are playing. Packers are playing Christmas Day, and
Dolphins and Rams. That's going to be a shit show.
Dolphins and Rams and Buccaneers and Cardinals. That's
and then the nightcap that no one's going to watch. Buccaneers Cards.
Let's get like I said, most of the games are on Saturday this week.
Yeah, most of them.
So one team I want to talk about that's just having problems, real problems. Arizona Cardinals.
Boy.
Now
Did you see Steve Keim has taken a personal leave of absence for medical reasons?
I did not see that.
Yes. Yeah.
When did that come down?
Last week.
Really?
Yep. And did you see that Kingsbury got some flack from the apparently his girlfriend? Good picture, maybe to boost his confidence going into this holiday stretch of games. And obviously it didn't really help yesterday.
So you think Keim is sick because of the pressure?
I don't know, man.
Or is
It's
he just
weird
taking some
because
time off
it
to
could be
go
anything.
hang out in Oklahoma with his best
He
friend?
could be in Cabo. He could be in Oklahoma. I don't know.
With his best friend, probably in Oklahoma, telling him that he'll come on and be the tour manager?
Either that or they're trying to hire my boss as like an offensive coordinator. Or maybe he could get a job like they have with the Broncos where he's some type of analyst or someone that
Consultant.
manages the game, a consultant. I
Yeah.
don't know. Maybe they're formulating the plan to get the Cardinals back on the right path.
I think you fire the whole group there in Arizona. That's me.
Now, the only one that's going to stay is Murray. We know that.
But I don't know how long. I don't know how safe he is, depending on who they bring in.
And he's out with ACL. So,
Yeah. So is he?
Maybe that was the thing. He's got a torn ACL. Do they move on him now and clean house completely? GM, coach, and QB.
I mean, even with Tom Brady, next Sunday night's game is going to be the lowest rated game ever in NFL. It's going to be Christmas night.
Nope.
Arizona against the Tampa. It's going to be the lowest rating.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Hands down. Colt McCoy.
It's funny they didn't flex that game.
It is.
I think McSorley's playing.
Because I would have
Either way.
It would have been great to flex the Cowboy Eagles game to Sunday night.
And you talk about, yeah, that would be a good one.
Instead of playing at 3:25 p.m. on Saturday.
Christmas Eve, yeah.
It would have been the best game, I think, of the week to put on Sunday night. I mean, I don't see any other game.
We're not going to play on Christmas Day. We're going to play on Christmas Eve so Santa can come and deliver all of his presents. Right. And then I can have some Whataburgers ready for everybody. Get those Whataburgers in my McDonald's in the morning on Christmas Day. And then with extra salt. I need more salt. I think you don't understand, Tracy, that when I said OBJ was coming to Dallas, that was not until Super Bowl. And if we don't get our asses in gear, we're not going to have OBJ this year.
Let's talk complete crazy. OBJ comes back in time for a Super Bowl run and plays in another Super Bowl, but this time doesn't get hurt, has 3 touchdowns, and gets MVP. Could you imagine that? And by all means, see, this is what happened with Micah Parsons. If we were popular and people watched us, they would cut that up and say that I said that OBJ is going to win his second MVP. Well, an MVP.
Right.
And Dallas is going to. But no, that would be funny if it happened. There's a lot of things that need to happen for that.
If Dallas gets to the Super Bowl or to the championship game to get to the Super Bowl and OBJ is playing with CD, like
here's what I don't understand. If
like
you're thinking that, Harper and Irving, be awesome.
But if that happens,
there's only one football, bro. By that time, T.Y. Hilton's going to be playing.
You ever hear Ken Harrelson?
No.
He was a Chicago White Sox broadcaster. He was a baseball player, 60s and 70s. But if that happens, where CD and OBJ and T.Y. Hilton are playing in Dallas, championship game, they get there, and they all get to play together. Ken Harrelson, the Hawk, used to always say, "You can put it in the books."
Yep.
I
mean, at least to have something to look forward to. But I think they're just doing this to me to not get excited. Maybe the football gods like, They're like, Tracy, we want you to have hope. We want you to not take anything for granted.
Can I say one thing?
We're gonna make it look hard.
I want to make sure that people know that when I did this,
Tracy, you didn't like it that much. Now all of a sudden you got the little buttons.
Oh God.
you got the little buttons and now you're just using them.
Hey, buttons are meant to be pressed.
So what about the college game? What's the bowl games this
So
week?
right now, Marshall is leading UConn 7-0 in the Myrtle Beach Bowl.
Okay.
You want to talk about the MVP? Oh, I got tongue tied. The MVP of the first weekend of the bowl.
Who do you
Frank
got there?
Gore Jr.
Oh yeah.
He rushed for over 300 yards, threw a touchdown, and I think rushed for 2. It was amazing. Yeah, Southern Miss, man. That's in our conference. And let's go over that. So this past weekend, Miami of Ohio lost to UAB in the Bahamas Bowl.
Yep, that was great because
Sun Belt champion Troy beat UTSA in the Pure Bowl.
And that's your division for Louisiana's in. Yep.
So far, the Sun Belt is 1-0. But we got a big one coming up. I'll get to that. In the Wasabi Fenway Bowl, Louisville beat Cincinnati.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, the Cricket Celebration Bowl, Deion Sanders. I give him props.
They lost.
For coaching. He coached his team in his final game. He went, because a lot of these guys, they'll coach him in the conference championship and then bowl games on their own. That's what Napier did. And boy, did he struggle this past weekend. So here's something ironic, Jeff, and I'm going to preface this by hopefully it not coming off as racist. But Jackson State has the ball. Okay? It's a layup. A little dump off pass to the tight end who drops it. The white tight end for Jackson State drops an easy touchdown pass, which he catches that, Jackson State wins. Isn't that weird? Don't throw it to the white guy. What are you doing?
I wanted you to do one thing today, right? And that was to watch the people talking.
What people talking?
On the Facebook.
Oh. Well, man, I have enough technical issues with what I got going on right now. So,
and if Blaine Cruz, he was saying here, he said, who are the Cowboys going to lose the wild card game to? Well, I think if they lose,
right now it looks like
Tampa.
Yeah,
that would be.
That's who. I mean, regardless of what happens, the Bucs are going to win the crappy South. Now, unless we lose some games and we slip, which might be. Think about that. What if we slip in wild card standings and don't have to play the Bucs? That's a possibility. We'd have to play like San Francisco. That would suck. Or we'd have to play the Vikings. Who would you take out of those? I would take.
Candy Garrison wants to know if you're going to the game in Nashville.
Not that I know of.
Okay. So you might be going.
Yeah. I don't know. You never know, man. Santa might bring me tickets.
None of your boyfriends have asked you or what?
No. Nope.
She said Dak's not going anywhere.
I told her Candy's a smart lady.
Which I believe that he might be gone.
He won't.
If they beat the Eagles, it don't make a difference. That's what Blaine thinks.
Right. And it won't. We won't move. But you want to talk about, I'm not big on moral victories, but man, that would be a huge lift. We need to play really good ball right now.
I think,
like I said, we beat them and we start playing. If we show that we're supposed to be who we are,
right,
and we beat the Eagles, then that's a prove it game.
Your buddy Gary says, good afternoon. We miss saying
hello,
that.
Gary.
And we appreciate everybody. You got to tell your friends, come on with us. And like I said, we're going to do it one day again where we just let somebody get on and we'll give the link how to get on the show and come and talk to us. And it'll be a good time. What other bowl games? And you got Louisiana coming up?
Yeah.
Pretty soon.
So to finish off last weekend, my boy Billy Napier, they lost Oregon State 30-3 in the Las Vegas Bowl. Then the Jimmy Kimmel Bowl, Fresno State, Pride of the Valley, beat Washington State. Lenny Tree Bowl, Southern Miss, of course, Frank Gore had a killer game. New Mexico Bowl, BYU pulled it out against SMU. That's a battle of the religious.
Yep.
You got the Methodist versus the what are they?
Mormons.
The Mormons, the multiple married Mormons.
Yep.
And then the Frisco Bowl,
which I don't mind that.
Boise
religion.
State. You could be that. That'd be a good one for you. Boise State beat North Texas 35-32. And you probably didn't see it, but at the end of that game, there was some saltiness. The old crotchety coach for North Texas, he was giving the Boise State coach some business. I don't know what it was about.
Wow.
So coming up, like right now, we got Marshall versus UConn, Myrtle Beach Bowl. It's 7-0. Go UConn. I'm rooting for UConn because even though Marshall's in the Sun Belt, my boy Dan Glinsky at UConn, I'm a big UConn supporter. Bet you didn't know that.
I didn't know that, but I'm a big UConn guy because of Dan Orlovsky. That's where you went.
That's your favorite quarterback.
Yep.
So that's going on right now. And then Tuesday, we got the Boca Raton Bowl, which is Liberty versus Toledo.
Okay.
In the New Orleans Bowl, Wednesday, we got Western Kentucky versus the Sun Belt, South Alabama. In the Armed Forces Bowl, which is Thursday, we got Baylor versus my boy, the Fighting Dan Sermines at Air Force.
Oh,
another good friend of mine, Mr. Dan Sermine. And he's an Eagles fan. Go Eagles, fly,
so
whatever.
Does he send you free T-shirts and that from the Air Force?
All the time.
Huh. So you get government free stuff.
Yeah, so I'm getting stuff from you in the state of Wisconsin.
You get government military stuff.
I'm wearing it today. Look. See, Nike.
Wow.
Air Force. Yeah.
Does Joe know that?
Joe. Of course. I'm benefiting from that. Yeah.
I'm glad you did say what you were thinking.
Yeah, I know. And then Friday, the 23rd, is my Raging Cajuns versus the Houston Cougars in the Independence Bowl. And me and my nephew Travis are trying to figure out how we're going to watch the game.
And that's true.
I wanted him to make like a big gumbo or something. But he's got to go to a Christmas festivity.
Did you tell him, though, that I could send him some good stuff for the jumbo?
Okay. You heard me say gumbo, and it's not jumbo. Oh, and I will not accept any of whatever you're doing sausage-wise up there. Well, I don't want your sausage.
You should be able to put that in there, and it would be good.
I'm not putting your sausage in my gumbo.
You should put some side pork in there, too.
Listen, maybe if you have some sort of fusion restaurant thing going on in Egg Harbor, you may have a gumbo with side pork and whatever bratzarilla you were doing the last week, or I don't know, sarsaparilla brat, whatever. That ain't happening. Yeah. And then later Friday is the Gasparilla Bowl.
Do you ever put the crawdaddies in the jumbo?
Missouri. And then after that, we have on Christmas Eve the Hawaii Bowl, which is MTSU versus San Diego State. And no
crawdaddies in there.
Oh, I mean, you can have.
I thought jumbo was all about putting everything in.
Jeff, it's called gumbo.
Okay.
Not
gumbo. Gumbo.
Yes.
So gumbo, does that mean it has a bunch of gum in it? No.
So your seafood gumbo would have crawfish and crab and oysters. I'm not a big seafood gumbo fan.
You're not?
I'm a chicken and sausage guy.
Uh-oh. See, so you'd like this Metwurst that
no.
was being, I think you would.
Did you say Methwurst?
Methwurst.
meth wurst. You get that from the halfway house, right? They're making meth
Yeah.
and meth wurst.
Just chicken and I don't know what
Oh,
that is.
you're gonna butcher that one.
Yeah.
Savoy sausage. That's good.
Savoy?
Yeah.
Savoy Fair?
Timothy Beard. We used to play some killer football games in the Kington Elementary schoolyard.
Okay.
I'm talking knockdown, drag out football.
So how many times you go home with a cut lip?
We didn't get cut lips. Most of them were sustained internally, I think, in the form of CTE. Currently, that's what we're all suffering from.
So he's from
He's
Kington?
from the metropolitan area of Kington.
Wow.
Man, I made a big mistake one time. So his brother Dion, man, they were like
Timothy,
the tandem.
Timothy, answer one question. Why is it, do you think, that my friend Tracy, soon to be 20 years, can you believe that next year? 20 years.
Man, awesome.
My friend Tracy won't let me come to Kington. What do you think the reason is for that? Because I'm a real laid back, social kind of guy, and he doesn't want me to come to Kington. I don't get it. And it seems like everybody else from Kington would like to have me come down and visit.
Man, it'll be cool because I can give you the tour of the town, which would take about, 30 seconds.
That big?
Oh, yeah.
Is it as big as Brussels?
Huge. It might be comparable to Brussels.
Really?
But we do have, maybe per capita, more bars than Brussels. I don't know. You guys probably have more bars.
There's a lot of bars.
You know what I'm looking forward to doing when I'm in Kington this weekend?
What's that?
Going to the Kington Country Bar.
Then it got.
That's where
wire?
you need to. That's where I need to parade you around in there.
Is that the chicken?
If you can get through the smoke, no. That's Cormier's in Jay's Lounge. There's no more chicken fight.
There's
Rooster
no more
fight.
chicken
They
wire.
Don't do that. No more. No.
I want to go to a place in Louisiana where it has the chicken wire.
Those places don't exist. So I'm gonna take you to the Kington Country Bar because they don't even use credit cards there.
Really? It's all cash.
Now there's an ATM.
Okay.
But the Kington Country Bar is the place to go. This is going to be cool. So it's the first time I can take Cameron to a bar with me.
Yes, 21.
Yeah. So I'm looking forward to that. But okay, so
the kids are going to Louisiana?
Man, knock on wood, bro.
Wow. Okay.
Hopefully, yeah. So,
all right.
But just this quick story about the Beard brothers.
Oh, okay.
Timothy, we call him Timmy, and Dion, his brother.
Okay.
Man, they were some hard-hitting some bitches. Well, one time we were playing football, and I inadvertently clotheslined Dion. And I said, oh, God, I think I'm going to die. Because the next time I got the ball, it was done.
Right.
I was going to get split in half. But the best thing Dion did, he never hit me. He just threatened the rest of the game. So I wouldn't even catch the ball. I'd drop it, fumble, go out of bounds, man. But man, when I clotheslined him, I was like, oh my God, I think we've awakened a sleeping giant. Yeah, we had some fun games, man.
Wow.
That was some good times. And then after that, we go across the street to the Kingdom Drive-In and play the pinball machine.
If you have a lot of bars, then you're kind of like up here.
I know.
I've
always said
we get along.
I've always said that's why we get along, and that's why I love people from Wisconsin because they remind me a lot of people from Louisiana.
See, so you should allow me to come to Kington for one visit.
Maybe for Lanyap Day.
I want to come there for that because I want to watch the Dukes of Hazzard movie there.
No, it'll be something different.
It will?
Yeah. It'll be something different.
It's been the Dukes of Hazzard running for the last 10 years.
No. You're wrong.
Maybe Top Gun this year. Oh.
Ooh.
I bet you. Maverick.
Yeah. Yeah.
That'd be on that.
Yeah.
When is that day? Those days?
Sometime in May. I don't.
Oh, it's in May. Okay.
Yeah.
And Crawdaddies
that'd be a good
now.
time for you to go. Yeah. Everybody's the non-traditional Christmas dinner. Now people are they're gonna do crawfish boil.
Oh. Wow. So you do the crawfish boil. Notice I said it right.
Good job.
And you put the corn in there. in the boil, right?
Yeah.
And the potatoes?
Mm-hmm. Corn, potatoes, sausage. Some people put onions.
With the crawdaddies.
Oh, of course.
Wow. So it's kind of like gumbo.
Yeah.
Wow.
No. Wait, hold on. I'm trying to find out. See, no. See, you're confusing it with the boil. You got to boil the crawfish.
Yeah.
And that's when you put, but it's not a gumbo. You don't eat the stuff you're boiling it in. The gumbo
It's like a
has
soup.
stuff in it. It's not a soup. It's a gumbo. It's its own thing.
I want to go, if I go to Louisiana, I want to go to where those swamp people are catching alligators and everything and talking the way they do.
Shoot them in the head.
That's what I want to do. Can we do that?
Yeah, I'll take you on. Oh, that'd be great. I'll take you on one of those boat tours, and then you could accidentally fall overboard, and the alligators could eat you.
I don't want that. I've never
It's
seen
fun
an
to
alligator.
watch.
I've never seen it. I haven't
Oh,
seen
you'll
an
see one.
alligator at all. Nothing.
Yeah.
They ever been around like in Cankton where you can see them? Or you guys
we
too
don't
far?
have access to alligators in Kington.
Okay.
But if you go to the Atchafalaya Basin or the Vermilion River, which is about maybe 20, 30 minutes away, you could see some. Like my mom, when she would give tours,
Mm-hmm.
she would actually have the alligators come up on the banks of the river. And
Really?
you would get them this way. She'd get a stick and she would put a marshmallow on it. And apparently
They like
alligators like marshmallow.
Wow.
Yeah. And they come up and eat the marshmallow.
Well, so is there anything else we got to touch on? Because I got to get out a little bit early because I'm heading to Green Bay.
You know what? That works out perfectly because after I finish distributing toys with my chiropractor,
Okay.
and then I need to get a haircut.
That's a good deed that you're
Louisiana.
doing there with the toys. That's good.
I'm trying to make up for all the bad crap I do.
You know, the only thing I want to bring up here at the end here is two things. Tonight, I get a nice suite at Lambeau Field. Inside.
Are you going to the game? You're going to be inside? Is
Yeah.
that from your buddy Mark?
No, this is from somebody else.
Oh,
And
the halfway house of Sturgeon Bay's
no.
providing it?
No,
Oh.
it's somebody else.
Oh, wow.
And so going to be there to watch the game.
Good
If
luck.
it turns
Hope
out
it's
to be a
fun.
bad game, I'll leave early.
Just like Rick Dixon would.
Because I don't have investment in it because I'm not paying for the tickets. So
But you got to see your boyfriend play.
But I will watch Aaron Rodgers play, and I'm meeting him before the game actually, and
Sure
going
you
to
are.
talk to him, and
Sure.
hopefully he'll get off Pat McAfee for a couple of minutes and come on our show.
Yeah.
Never know, but and then now let's. I was looking on the old surfing the web thing, and I was just looking at the time when I can probably get some free tickets, okay, to a Blake Shelton show.
We're all full. I had to. They're done.
And I'm looking at this, okay. The only problem I have with this, and I don't know if I can get to it right away.
Yeah, because you're not coming.
Okay. So here's my problem. So you start in February, right?
Mm-hmm.
Whoever does the scheduling, do they not understand that you don't go to Nebraska in February? You don't go to South Dakota in February? You don't go to St. Paul, Minnesota in February?
You know what? We're trying to embrace the cold. And get this. So we start there and end in Buffalo.
But Buffalo is not until when?
March. But
March
it'll still
25th?
be cold. Yeah.
No, it'll
still be cold.
It'll start to be nice now. I mean, you can still get some snow up there.
Yeah.
But it's probably going to be warmer than what it would be going in February.
Yeah. So it's going to be, so we're going all over. We're starting in Nebraska, doing all that stuff. And then we got some dates in Florida.
Yep. So what I'm going to do
if I don't get the flu on this tour, then I never will.
So what I'm going to do for everybody, because just in case there's somebody out there that'll watch this later, like a lot of people do, this is where I got another question before I get to that, though.
Well, hurry
I'm
up.
looking at this whole thing here. Why doesn't Louisiana show up on the schedule?
Dude.
Is that
I have
banned now
no
ever
idea.
since 2003 when you gave away too many tickets?
Yes.
Wow. All right.
I think that's it. It has a lot to do with it.
So you got
Because
Nebraska.
everybody's going to crawl out of the woodwork if I ever do a show in Louisiana.
So February 16th, 17th, 18th, you got Lincoln, Nebraska. You have Sioux Falls, South Dakota, St. Paul. Then the next week,
Balmy.
you got Greensboro, North Carolina, Knoxville, Tennessee, Birmingham, Alabama. So then you got Jacksonville, Florida, Tampa, Florida, Orlando, Florida, Louisville, Kentucky, Columbus, and then Indianapolis. Then you have Oklahoma City, Kansas City, Cincinnati. So here's the other problem I have. Is there a reason why we go to Columbus, Ohio, and we don't put the Cincinnati, Ohio next to it? Is it too close? The routing, why
those
they would
questions, they exceed my pay grade.
Okay. And then Pittsburgh. You're going to Pittsburgh, Steel City.
Yep.
And that's March 24th, March 25th. So the show that I'm coming to, now I'm not coming to the show.
Right.
Okay.
Because you're banned.
But I'm going to, no, because of my little boycotting thing.
Yeah, because you're banned.
So not that I'm banned.
You wandered where you shouldn't have gone, and you're banned.
I'm not banned. Don't start that.
Okay.
Because this is my feud, not anybody else's feud against me. So anyway, the one I'm coming to kind of hang out with you, I'm kind of afraid of.
As you should, anytime you show up.
Because you're coming from Columbus, going to Indianapolis. I'm afraid at that one because it's a short trip, real short. Okay. I'm afraid there's going to be that you're not going to be up and at them on the date of the Indianapolis show.
Why
like
wouldn't
early to hang out.
Why not?
Because I think there's going to be a lot of Coors Light coming out of Columbus.
That's every gig. I'm getting it. I'm training right now for that. Actually, that's one of the things. After I help my chiropractor distribute the toys, I'm going to get a haircut, and then I got to get another 18 pack so I can keep up my training.
Because I'm
ready for the tour.
I'm thinking I go to Indianapolis, that way I can hang out with our good friend Bobby. Bobby Brett. And I'll go a day early to kind of go see him play wherever he's going to be. I think he's going to be in Seymour, Indiana on that Friday. So maybe be able to hook up with Mellencamp, kind of, sing a couple of songs with him, Pink Houses, Jack and Diane, kind of hang out. And then the next day you guys are in Indianapolis.
So you should be the one that I should be concerned with not being up and at him.
Oh, no, I'll be up and at him. So that'll be no problem. But anybody wants tickets to, if you're going to be around a show, the guy to
just
get a
hit
hold
up
of
Jeff.
Is Tracy. Just hit him up.
Hit Jeff up.
And he's, it's going to be good.
Jeff has an actual tour laminate, and he can take any of your guests, he can escort with the pass that he had. So just hit him up.
That's all. My pudding passes are already spoken for. Yeah.
But anybody in Wisconsin that wants to come to a Blake show, just ask Jeff, because he's got a pass that I sent him last Christmas. Have fun at the game, Jeff.
That's I only have one, be able to take one, and it's already spoken for.
Oh.
So
can't wait either. I mean, I'm so looking forward to it.
You're looking forward to the date that I have?
Oh yeah. I never know who you're gonna bring in.
You always like that. So all right. Well, you get going to your toy thing and get those toys delivered.
Yeah, Merry Christmas, Jeff.
When do you leave for Louisiana?
Thursday. I'm playing. I got a gig Wednesday with Jason Herndon and the Red Baron.
Where are you playing at?
Called the 5 Spot.
5 Spot, right in
And
Nashville?
I played last night at Old Red. That was fun.
You did. with your
Yes,
usual
sir.
people.
Yeah, Zachary.
Zachary. All right.
Yeah. So I'm playing Wednesday, 5 spot with Jason Herndon.
And
Then
then leaving.
leaving, going to Louisiana, then coming back. And then on the 28th, I'm playing with Scott Dorman at
All right.
the Bavarian Brew House for the Scott Dorman experience.
Now this is the last show that we're going to have, and then we'll kick it off again in January.
Yeah, maybe our stuff will work.
And well, hopefully you'll get some time to fool around with that stuff and get it working. It works all right when you're close to it, but there's a reason for that. We got to figure that out. So, other than that, I think we covered everything. I want to talk a little bit about baseball. We were going to have my friend
cares?
John David on, and from the Atlanta Braves, and he's really busy at this point. I think he's afraid to come on because he knows I was going to thank him and follow over the fact that the Brewers picked up their catcher for Atlanta, Contreras, and in a trade that really the Milwaukee Brewers stole him.
Well, what about Swanson going to the Cubs? You can't like that.
Swanson and Bellinger both went
Look
to the
at me
clubs.
pulling out the baseball knowledge.
I know. And but I think Swanson is actually from the Chicago area or Illinois. So he's kind of
He went to
going back home.
Vanderbilt.
Yeah. Or maybe his girlfriend's from Chicago. I think she's
like
soccer.
an athlete. Yeah. She's an athlete. Soccer. What about the World Cup? Did you watch it?
I watched it. I believe Messi's probably the best soccer player on earth.
What about Pele? Is he better than Pele?
I don't know. I didn't watch much Pele, but I'll tell you what, Messi can. It's amazing to watch him. I don't know him. I don't know much about soccer.
Me neither.
But I know that Messi's good.
Yeah.
So,
Mbappe. I like him because of his name. Mbappe.
Way to go, Argentina.
Mm-hmm.
Nice job.
Thrilling. I left, and Cameron and her boyfriend were watching the game. Maria and I left, or the match, I should say.
So
I'm thinking,
was that Christmas gift at your house, or was that at her apartment?
That was at our house.
So the
boyfriend was over.
Was over at the house.
Yes.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Can't wait for that chicken dinner.
Yeah. So Maria and I left for church, and the match was on. I'm thinking, cool. By the time I get home, it'll be off so I can watch the Cowboys. And it was still going on. Stupid penalty kicks.
Yeah,
and
penalty kicks.
Stoppage time and whatever.
You know what's really weird too? Real quick, then I'm going to say goodbye to you.
Okay, bye.
Is I was watching the what game did we get? We got the Tampa game. And 5 minutes into the Tampa game, an alert went off on my TV. Dallas is starting soon. And I went, okay, I can get the Dallas game. But then I thought, well, where am I going to get it? So I don't know why my TV gave me that alert, because we weren't getting the Dallas game up here. So I hope we get it on
what you
Saturday.
get when you're stealing a satellite signal from your neighbor.
All right. Well,
that's
you have
kind of squirrely stuff that happens.
You have a great Christmas. I'll probably talk to you before then, but
you also, I'm sure we will, and I hope Santa's good to you.
Didn't you see what
you get a lot of stuff in your stocking?
Didn't you see what I already got?
That Packers sweatshirt or that hat? Or what?
No. Got a brand new PlayStation 5 console.
That's gonna come in handy. A grown ass man playing video games.
I've been playing Home Run Derby. Man,
you're
shots.
You are really turning your life around.
I mean, hitting bombs, Tracy. Bombs.
Good. Congratulations.
I already hit one over 500 feet. It's only my first couple of days with the thing. Wait till I'll be hitting them 600 feet probably.
That's well, enjoy your Christmas present.
I got Madden. I'm going to be playing that. So I'll be ready. I'll bring it with me when I come to see you.
Okay.
That way we can play a little bit of Home Run Derby.
No, I don't play video.
All right. Say
happy Merry Christmas,
say Merry Christmas, Happy New Year to your wife.
I will.
And stay out of trouble in Louisiana.
I'm going to do my best. and you stay out of trouble at the halfway house.
And stay CCB. Stay away from there.
Okay. No. We're going to the Kingdom Country Bar. Come on, man. They might have free gumbo.
Oh, there you go. Yeah. All right. Take a picture of it and send it to me
Oh, I will.
because I want to see if it's more like a soup or if it's something similar to that. All right.
Okay.
All right. We'll talk soon. Love you, man.
Yeah. Love you too, man.